For the love of God, do we work now? I am such an absolute Luddite of an individual. Are you fucking kidding me? I had such a beautiful long monologue there about Rick taking his vitamins, information about the Flintstones vitamin song, and here I am just Mr. Luddite Magoo. Don't know what I'm doing, yo. Of course, you know, Microsoft updates, and it's OBS is just like, well, hey, numbnuts, you know the microphone, the same microphone that you've done for roughly 600 videos now? Yeah, no, we're going to go ahead and disable that audio input. You got to go in and manually do it, numbnuts. Motherfucking... It is what it is, and it do what it do. We are here now with you, you guys. I'm Hat and Beard. You are Mad Hatter Nation. Now that we've kind of stumbled, we got me stumbling. Oh, bumping. Oh, stumbling. Oh, crazy because I'm losing my fucking mind over here, guys. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the show and talk about all the things when we get there. Just stuff, things, subscribe, stuff, the things and the stuff. I got my panties in a twist. I'm all flustered now.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, or now, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
You know, it's the way that it goes, guys. Just fun fact, on Thursdays, so Thursdays and Sundays are my main recovery days, so I don't wake up and work out. And due to the fact that I work nights, I have more of a condensed. I get about 6, sometimes 6.5 hours of sleep most days. So on Thursdays, I sleep in just a wee little baby bit, and I normally like to get about 7:30 on Thursdays, but I decided to sleep in extra hard until the old 8 a.m. Whoo, look at me, dude. They call me a teenager sleeping in. Call me part-time, dude. And due to the fact that I am such a, I gotta do everything's gotta be a routine, dude. Everything, you gotta order the chaos. Once anything is just slightly deviated off of the status quo, it's just kind of like a snowballing, cascading effect. Now, that could just purely be me. Look, I don't understand how we live in a society, and this is totally off topic of football, but I don't understand how, as a society, we are so programmed to look for signs, habits, pattern recognition. And we are so apt to go, well, this happened because I walked under a ladder. We're all looking for these negative curses. But we're so open to the idea of curses, just negativity. Like I have this thing where, like, I know it's going to be a good day or a bad day if I go to the gas station prior to me going to work, because if I can land the dollar amount on the even dollar, I know it's going to be a good day. But if I roll over, I know that it's going to be a bad day because I'm so programmed to look for curses. In that same vein, every yin has a yang, every up has a down, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Why, if we are so pre-programmed to look for curses and negativity, why are we not more open to seeing the tiny little blessings of God every single day? Why are we so apt to say negative, 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 but be so closed-minded to go blessing, blessing, blessing? You know what I'm saying, dude? And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, why are we so predisposed to negative programming and so closed-minded to just the subtle little things that happen day to day to day that remind us of the divinity and glory of God? I know we got way off topic here, guys. My bad. Sorry about that. Check out Chad Pratcher. He's on at about 7 a.m. over on Rumble. check him out if you guys want a little bit of a dive into some scripture in the morning. I follow back for always. Thank you, Skull Spotter. Nice, dude. Nice. I don't have enough energy to think of curses. Hell yeah, Refty. Hey, guys, shout out y'all over on YouTube. If you got a chance, check us out over on Rumble, dude. Rumble is legit where it's at, dude. Like, yo, we are plugging away, dude. And, you know, I kind of like Rumble, dude. I kind of like the openness of it, dude. It like when I'm uploading and working on Rumble, I get the feeling that that must have been what like OG YouTubers felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like it is so just like open to everything and just like content rises to the top. Like yes, Rumble can kind of put their thumb on the scale with their, you know, Rumble lineup that they have, but to be honest, Rumble very much will tell you if your content is good or bad. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's our human nature. We want to be victims and not take accountability. Damn, Refty! Yo, you guys over on YouTube are missing out. Refty dropping truth bombs over on Rumble right now. Holy shit, dude. You were 100% right, dude. We are so like designed to just be the victim in everything. And especially in today's society, we are so apt to just go, it's not my fault because of X, Y, and Z. Somebody should have put a cover on that outlet because after the 6th time of me sticking my dick in it, I can't wrap my head around the fact why I keep getting shocked. Yeah, fucking no diving signs in 3-foot deep pools, you guys. All right, back. Let's go ahead and circle on back. We're gonna go ahead and Jen Psaki our way on back to the topic at hand. NFL free agency 2026 day 3 recap. Max Crosby drama. Daniel Jones with his fucked up Achilles. He's gonna go ahead and cash on in for a cool. God, I'm such a poor. When I hear these guys, these dudes, when I see their contracts, I'm just reminded I am such a fucking poor. Like Daniel Jones cashes in $88 million, right? Okay, now I'm such a poor that I'm over here like, yo, Rumble is awesome, you guys. I made 3 cents on yesterday's video. That's fucking dope, dude. You know what I mean? That's all. And shout out, Refty, you are an OG over on Rumble. I gotta give, I think his name was Russ or Ross 9669 over on Rumble. I don't know if it just happened to work out that way, dude, but brother, I think you are a direct funnel from the shout out I got on Timcast IRL last night. I paid for a super chat. I got a follower literally 1 minute after Tim read my super chat. So shout out to the people over on Rumble, dude. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely freaking awesome. It's just easier. It's libtarded thinking. I refuse. Hell yeah. Our indie fans trading their GM or signing Danny Dimes with his first Achilles and broken foot. Dude, I don't know what's going on in Indy, but Indianapolis is just that. Is Indianapolis, now, am I just blind to the fact because I'm not an Indy fan, but post Peyton Manning, you could say maybe a little bit there during Andrew Luck. I guess we'll say post Andrew Luck. Are the Indianapolis Colts doing everything they can to be the indoor Cincinnati Bengals? I mean, because every decision that they make seems to be striving for mediocrity, setting that high water line at the kiddie pool. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are just so content with being a middling AFC South team, which basically means, you know, you're striving to be mid-grade on the short bus. You know, I just don't understand what Indy's doing. Look, I'll be honest, I liked AR-15 when he came into the draft simply because I was like, hey, it's a beautiful project right there. Ah, beautiful project, you know. And Indy's like, no, that's our guy. And I was like, well, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. Oh, man, what's going on over here? What's up, Buster? We were probably bombarded by negativity and scams everywhere you look. Buster, damn! Brother, Buster, I do not understand where you have been the life of my channel, bro. But, like, dude, you just have come in this motherfucker, dropping every type of, like, Moab truth that you can possibly find. Brother, legit nailing that, dude. Nailing it, dude. Indiana Jones, you guys do need somebody. You know, at a certain point, is Indiana, are the Colts trying to be like a successful NFL team, or are they trying to be like an entertainment venue? Are they trying to become Indiana Jones and the Temple of Poon? Shout out my buddy Ben from back in the day, dude. What up, Del Motown? How you doing, brother? 11th like for Rick Kindser. Hell yeah, dude. You guys, I appreciate that. Make sure that we smash that like button so that Rick can take his vitamins, dude. Rick's got to take his vitamins, dude. He's a Flintstone kid and he's growing, dude. So we are trying to get them likes up, them likes up for Rick's. And what is the plural of Achilles? Achilleses? Hell yeah, dude. What Achilleses? Achillesas. A gaggle of Achilles? An Achille gaggle. A bundle of Achilles. A bundle of Achilles would be a... I don't know what that would be. I don't know. Seems like we're re-signing AQM. You know, Derek, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, dude. I feel like I feel like and this is kind of the beautiful thing that we as Americans do get to exercise, and that is the wonderful experience of the free market. Look, everyone is all just, oh yeah, AQM, gonna get that bag, and I was like, dude, go get your bag, dude. Go get that generational wealth, because statistically, you are breaking the norm of getting a second contract, let alone a third contract, in your post 30-year age in the NFL, be it that you have not been a perennial player, a flash in the pan, 11 sacks last year, good on you. Shop around, and clearly the market reacted and said, no, we don't want nothing to do with you, which means, hey, come on back to the friendly confines of the Motor City for a very team-friendly deal. If not, there are plenty of options in the draft, AQM. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be mad about it. It's just got to be a team-friendly deal. I can hear my guy, American Boxer, down in Houston getting all hype about AQM. And what do we say, American Boxer? AQM gets sacks, dude. Let's go, you guys. So just going to quickly run through the news and notes from around the league. I should start... Should I get like a sound? I think I should get like a soundboard and shit, start plugging away. So the Giants bring back Evan Neal in a shocking move. The Packers signed Javon Hargrave to a 2-year, $23 million deal. The two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle wasn't a free agent for long after the Vikings released him at the start of the new league year. The Green Bay Packers scooped him up on a 2-year, $23 million deal with $13 million in salary in 2026. The 33-year-old defensive tackle fills a critical need at the DT spot. Oh, good. They got a old, fat, busted, overpaid defense tackle. The Bears have agreed to terms with Jedrick Wills Jr., the number 10 overall pick out of Alabama. Has started 57 of 58 career games, played over 5 seasons, but has played in just 13 games over the last 3 years due to injury. He didn't take a single snap in 2025. I'm not going to lie. I kind of thought... I really kind of assumed that Taylor Decker was going to just pack up his shit and head right down to Chicago, to go play for small PP Benedict Arnold, Osama Ben Johnson, the trader in the Windy City again. But they opted to go with an Alabama offensive lineman, Jedrick Wills, a hurt Alabama offensive lineman who I don't think he really ever played all that great. Panthers agreed to terms with John Mechie, and I know John Mechie isn't that overall of a big name in the NFL, but... You know, those of us that really, really follow the NFL, it's such a feel-good story for John Mechie, if you guys don't know. I believe he was a second-round pick a couple years back because him and J-Mo were in the same draft class. Correct me if I'm wrong about that time. By the Houston Texans, right? Houston drafted him. And then he ended up, I think he had got a leukemia diagnosis, right? Which is absolutely wild, but it does happen. And as we, not to sound like Robert F. Kennedy, but with all of the plastics and toxins in the food supply, we will be seeing an increase in these wild types of cancers. So it's no surprise, we are seeing it more and more. But John Mechie has been able to scrap, fight, crawl, and grind his way back from a cancer diagnosis all the way back to the NFL. Been bouncing around, and he's going to land in Carolina. And I think that's absolutely awesome, dude. The Panthers are adding one of Bryce Young's old friends as they've agreed to terms with wide receiver John Mechie. The Alabama product was teammates with Young during their college days in Tuscaloosa. Mechie spent last season with the Jets and the Eagles and caught 29 passes for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also returned 7 kicks for a $120. The Bills are going to go ahead and sign Bradley Chubba-Lubba-Dub-Dub in a $43 million deal. Wow, wow, wee wah, $30 million guaranteed. Holy crap, it could be worth up to $52 million. No. No. You did not spend that much money on a 30-year-old busted, broken down defensive end who has no pass rush upside. Are you shitting me, Buffalo? This is, God, man, Brandon Soybean is doing everything he possibly could to just destroy the Buffalo Bills. AQM should take a cheap 1-year prove it last year wasn't a fluke, then he could get his bag. Refty, I like where your head's at, dude. I just actually would believe that I think AQM, look, man, I like the idea of the 1-year prove it concept if he was 3 years younger. Excuse me. I think AQM will basically be a mercenary the rest of his career. This was kind of his strike while the iron was hot year. This was, I do believe, his, and this isn't me slashing the guy or trying to knock a man down. The nature of the business, though, was this would have been his kind of one last hurrah to get a 3-year multi-contract, multi-million-dollar deal. Moving forward now, he's going to be 30-plus years old. Pretty much is going to be Mr. Mercenary. If AQM... So, hypothetically, let's go ahead and hop upon the grandma wagon this conversation. If, AQM has another 10, 11 sack season here, hypothetically, in the Motor City, that does increase his value because it does show multiple years. However, that multiple years is exactly that, multiple years down his timeline, right? So what you could see from AQM is 2 years of mercenary work. 1-year deal here in Detroit, 10 sacks. 1-year deal, we're just going to, in Tennessee, next year, 9 sacks. Then what you can see is AQM transition into being the mid-season mercenary. Teams that are looking to make a playoff push, maybe want to have a little bit more depth in a pass rush specialist, look to sign a guy like an AQM. One of those type players. I think that the nature of the business would be his opportunity to get that 2, 3, possibly even a 4-year, multi-year contract is kind of in the rearview mirror as we have now bypassed the third big day of free agent acquisition. I didn't realize he was that old. Yeah, Refty, that's the thing, man. He doesn't quite play. AQM doesn't quite play like an older player. It doesn't strike that. But yeah, he's been around the league for quite a while. One of those, and this is as much as we kind of dog Brad Holmes for being this, one man's trash is another man's treasure. For all of the Emmanuel Mosleys, for all of the Marcus Davenpoops, there is the AQM. There is the by all metrics. Look, Alex Anzalone wasn't all that. He was basically just a bag of potato chips. But once he came to Detroit and put the C on his chest and had a coaching staff and an organization say, guess what, buddy? You are a foundationary piece. We like what you do, and we believe in you. Sometimes a little bit of belief goes a long way, and you can see players ascend to a higher plateau that they didn't even quite know was capable of, right? But it's not that's not the rule. That is not the normal outcome of it. And by all metrics, we could spend $6 million a year on AQM, and he could roll out there and he could have 1 sack, and we're all like, hell yeah. And then the next week he goes out and breaks his fucking leg. You know what I'm saying, dude? Anything could happen, and anything could happen. The world is our oyster, and we're all just unique little snowflakes. Smash the like button if you agree. The Arizona Cardinals, guys, hit that share button as we move down the line. The Cardinals have officially released Kyler, the Coach Killer Murray. Vikings still considered favorite to land QB. Man, it's got to say, not only not only do you have to be a Minnesota Vikings fan, you got to wear that, purple, which I'm going to be honest, dude, if you guys recall, last year during the holidays, I can't remember, one of the Sundays, though, because during... during the Christmas period on Sundays, you're supposed to wear purple. So anyway, I look good in purple is the long and short of it. I'm bringing sexy back, dude. Those motherfuckers don't know how to act, dude. I look good in purple. That being said, purple is a whack color for 99% of the people to wear. And Minnesota Vikings fans, not only do they have to wear purple, and they're the purple people eaters. What a whack-ass fucking name. But on top of that, at least you do have a good coach, Kevin O'Connell. I do like Kevin O'Connell. I think he'll make a great offensive coordinator in Detroit in 3 years, right? But you guys have to deal with the fact that you had an organization that said, J.J. McCarthy is our franchise quarterback. And all of us were going, you're fucking dumb, dude. You are so stupid. And they went, no. To quote Amon-Ra St. Brown, y'all don't know ball. Nope. Come to find out, we all know ball. JJ fucking sucks. And now you guys are hungry for a quarterback. Unfortunately, you shot yourselves in the foot last year by letting go of 2 possible candidates, and not only Sam Darnold, which I do believe I went on the record and said, you guys are fucking yourselves by letting Sam Darnold go, but you also had Daniel Jones in house, who just inked an $88 million contract with the fucking Colts. So 2 of your options you had in-house are already long since gone, and this is possibly the worst free agent quarterback class to be quarterback hungry for. Look at your options. Look at your options, Minnesota. Are you going to draft a quarterback in a quarterback empty draft class outside of Fernando Mendoza, who isn't getting past the Raiders at 1? Okay, let's just be honest. It ain't happening, right? Or you're going to go with a free agent quarterback. You're going to go free agent. Okay. So you're gonna go what? Go acquire AR-15 from the Colts? Okay. So what? Every 4th play he's going to take off because he's tired, which means that every 4th play you got JJ back in there. So you've effectively retarded the growth of your quarterback room even farther than where it was just last year. Okay. All right, cool. Or you're going to go get Kyler Murray. Well, if you're going to go get Kyler Murray, Kevin O'Connell better start looking for real estate someplace else, because if by all metrics, Kyler Murray is a hella talented athletic individual. Good on you, bud. Stop ruining coaches' careers, bro. Jeez Louise, the Cardinals officially released Kyler Murray. The Vikings are the favorite to land the number 1 overall pick, in NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissaro reported. A deal is not expected to materialize on Wednesday. However, as Murray will take his time vetting his options, the Vikings are Murray's expected. Or what the fuck am I? But the Vikings are considered the team to beat in the race for Murray. Oh boy, what a race. What an absolute race. So you've got what? The special needs kids doing a potato sack race? Is that what's going on here? This is not a race that I would want to be in. Oh, damn it, Bobby. Oh, what kind of race is this? That boy ain't right. Murray is expected to speak with 3 to 5 teams via Zoom Wednesday and Thursday that could potentially have a QB need in 2027. Pelissaro reported that he will be flying out on Thursday to visit the Vikings. Oh, man, if only it could be like ball sacks cold and terrible weather out in Minnesota when he lands. Just like an omen. An omen expressed upon you. The Cardinals informed Murray that they intend to release him. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Over 7 tumultuous. Damn, did y'all realize Kyler Murray's been in the league for 7 years? Damn, dude. They grow up so fast. Pretty soon he'll be graduating high school. He's only 28 and completed 67% of his passes for 20,000 yards. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody really cares. I just have to fill out the show. Nobody really gives a shit about Kyler Murray. He's a turd, dude. Kyler Murray's a turd. All right, let's be real. Kyler Murray's a turd. He always has been. Kyler Murray, and not for nothing, Kyler Murray, somebody took Kyler Murray, took his DNA, added a little bit of height to it and a little bit more fruit to it, and you got Giggle Williams out in Chicago. That's what happened there. Giggle Willie is a longer, fruitier version of Kyler Murray, dude. And you know what? Long, gay Kyler Murray, dude, he deserves a coach like Small PP Benedict Arnold, Osama Ben Johnson, the trader in the Windy City. They are just a hand in glove or an appendage inside of an orifice fit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a roll. I'm on something today, guys. I am on something today. let's shift gears out of the national news segment, since I clearly don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and go talk a look at something I know a little bit more about. Look down the road here at the 313. Now, you guys seen the thumbnail. Can I get it? Can I get a French fry? Can I get a French fry over my thumbnail? Yo, the thumbnail game. My thumbnail's on point, dude. Dominic Lovett, you guys, how many COD games come out since he was drafted? No shit, Refty. No shit, dude. And the thing is like, you know that every year when a new COD game comes out, you better have all of your information preloaded into Kyler Murray or a expedited learning curve process for him after 2 weeks from the game release, because you know that every time COD comes out, he turns into a potato. You know what I'm saying, dude? So, guys, in case you weren't paying any attention there, Mr. Kalif Raymond, product of Holy Cross, well, he went ahead and signed with Small PP Benedict Arnold, Osama Ben Johnson, the trader in the Windy City, down there in Chicago, soon to be the Indiana Bears. And that leaves the Detroit Lions awful thin at wide receiver. Okay? Your top three dogs are going to be Amon-Ra, J-Mo, and Isaac Tesla. I want to make sure emphasis on the sla, since I have a bad habit of calling it Isaac Tesla. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever done that, but you know what? We can try to enunciate the man's name and put a little respect on it. You know what I'm saying? We are a little thin. I did kind of take a little looky-loo, and we will poke around. Check it out over here, guys. I do have projected roster, and I didn't realize it, guys. Y'all, we are kind of thin at wide receiver. Simply because, look at our starters. Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Tesla, Dominic Lovett, Jackson Meeks, and Malik Cunningham are your backups. You do realize that outside of Amon-Ra and J-Mo, Tesla, Lovett, and Meeks are all coming off their rookie years. And this is no slight against Malik Cunningham. He's a converted quarterback. Okay, he's Teddy Bridgewater playing wide receiver. Okay, so yes, you could make the argument of, well, we need a veteran wide receiver because statistically Jared Goff plays better. We're looking at Kalif Raymond. We're looking at Josh Reynolds. You know what I'm saying? But now Amon-Ra and J-Mo should, by all accounts, be that veteran presence. We have seen the mind meld that Goff and Amon-Ra have, right? It is exactly the same of connection that we have seen Jared Goff have with his familiar targets. Cooper Kupp was one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Josh Reynolds, the first year that he was here, really see Goff flourish once he gets familiarity with guys. Outside of J-Mo, St. Brown, maybe a little Tesla, there is a big drop-off in usage between these wide receivers and Jared Goff, as well as not a lot of snaps taken at the wide receiver spot at this spot, or at these guys. Now, do I think the Lions make an acquisition for a veteran wide receiver? Probably closer once we get to training camp. Do I think this maybe is something that we need to consider as we get into rounds 4 through 7 of the NFL draft? Should the Detroit Lions maybe look to see if there is a potential product out there that kind of has slid down the board that maybe is a little bit big? We have no big bodies outside of Tesla. Tesla is a little bit bigger, but he's no 6'4". He's no DK Metcalf. He's no Michael Pittman. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of speed and shiftiness, but not a lot of big bodies, right? And I'm not saying that Dominic Lovett fits that big body build, but what I am saying is that the Lions are going to need to look to somehow replace the production that Kalif Raymond brought to the Detroit Lions, both offensively and on special teams, guys. Let us not forget that Kalif Raymond is the all-time leader for the Detroit Lions in punt return yardage as a franchise, right? He was very productive and very flash in the pan while he was here. I liked what Kalif Raymond brought to the field. I thought he is the poor man's Amon-Ra St. Brown. So what do we do? How do we replace the productivity on special teams? The fourth wide receiver, your backup slot wide receiver, your speedy, shifty underneath guy. Well, that guy is probably already in-house, and we took him late last year in the draft, and that is our guy Dominic Lovett. Now, if you guys remember, Lovett was making a little bit of noise in training camp last year. In fact, I'm going to be very honest, I was quite impressed with his ability to get up and stay on the roster at times during the regular season, be it by need or just ability. You know what I'm saying? But Dominic Lovett, I think, could be the next sneaky, subtle special teams hero for the Detroit Lions. That's why he gets the Nightwing outfit on our thumbnail, you guys. Can I get a French fry for the thumbnail, man? The Lions have been expected to make a move for a little while now, and who do you know, guys? We're over here at A to Z Sports. Say it with me now. If we're reading A to Z Sports, it's coming from our guy, the Slipper, Mike Payton over at A to Z Sports. A lot of eras are ending for the Lions this week. Decker, Glasgow, Anal Zone, and now Kalif Raymond are all gone. Raymond just signed with the Chicago Bears, if you missed it. There's bound to be a feeling that the Lions are going on some big rebuild now, but that is not the case. These were all expected in their own way. As for Raymond and what he did for the Lions, this one might have been more expected than anyone, as the Lions already had a plan here. Also, I just want to shout out that nobody's really talking about that we re-signed Malcolm Rodriguez, and I think that's a huge re-signing, and Rock Yassin. Two subtle, sneaky, monumentous re-signings by the Detroit Lions. I am a Malcolm Rodriguez fanboy, okay? I like what Cowboy does out there on the field, man. I really do. I like the way when he wraps up on guys, he jumps on them like a fucking ape, dude. I absolutely love it. So, hypothetically, we might not need to draft a linebacker in the draft, dude. With Malcolm Rodriguez there, not only do you got, Derek Barnes doing his thing and continuing to play better and better as the years go on, although not great. Still better than where he was when he was a rookie. Of course, you got the vanilla gorilla action, Jack Campbell, all-pro, best linebacker in all of football, the second coming of Brian Urlacher. And then you're going to go ahead and throw Cowboy Rodriguez out there, the mighty midget. Let's go, dude! Let's go! Let's go. The Lions plan to replace Kalif Raymond with Dominic Lovett. Last year, the Lions drafted Lovett out of Georgia in the 7th round. And at the time, he was just the one pick I couldn't figure out. The thing was that all the film showed was that everything Lovett was proficient at. The Lions already had a guy on the roster who could do all of that, and that was Kalif Raymond. The Lions worked in Lovett wherever they could in 2025, but for the most part, he was neatly stashed on the Lions' 53-man roster to make sure he didn't get poached. In 26, he should be expected to play a much bigger role, and that role is the Raymond roll. Can I get the Raymond roll? Dude. Can I get a donkey roll? The donkey roll. Shout out if you guys know the donkey roll, yo. Shout out if you caught that reference, if you caught the donkey roll reference, yo. Lovett should be back for punt returns. You should expect him to play a smaller role on offense as Raymond did. But when they need those gadget plays and that underneath stuff, Lovett can be there for that. He can also take the occasional big throw downfield, too, because he does have some fucking wheels on him. The big thing Lovett brings to the table that Raymond didn't is that he has the tools to maybe be one of the best, if not the best, gunner in the NFL on kickoffs and punts. He flies down the field and isn't afraid to hit somebody. Jack Fox and Jake Bates are going to love him if they're going to plant opposing offenses deep downfield. It's sad to see Raymond go because from a team standpoint, he was a heart and soul guy. From a media standpoint, he was always polite and fun to talk to. The Bears are going to love him, but the Lions have their next guy ready to go. And this is that thing, guys. This is that thing that I kind of hinted at where, sometimes we do question Brad Holmes, and I know that I'm sounding like a Brad Holmes fanboy, and I'm just going to kind of stroke his ego here a little bit. Yo, Brad Holmes kind of is always playing 4D chess. He seems to be making these allocations and acquisitions for 2-3 years down the road. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad about it. What's going on, Mad Hatter Nation over at YouTube? Sorry if I've been kind of neglecting you guys. I got a little bodied up there, or a little messed up there with the microphone situation. JJ's about to shut a lot of people up. You think so, Mitch? I don't know, man. My football didn't launch today. Yeah, Sticks. Mine didn't either, bro. You notice that too, dude? It's like 50-50, dude. I've also noticed that if I don't get the football spinning, I get like no viewership, dude. It's some type of direct correlation between the algorithm recognizing what the content is and feeding it directly to people. Like, holy shit, we got 20-some people in the view. Damn. All right, then. That's what's up. Wow. Bears got fast Waddle and Raymond. We need speed on defense. Yes, Gun Guy, you are right. The problem is with Raymond and Waddle and these acquisitions that Chicago's getting is their head coach is a fuckface, and their quarterback is a douchebag. I'm trying to be nice so that YouTube doesn't get too mad about me, but, there's a 3-letter word that I like to call Giggle Willie. We paid JMO a ton and didn't throw him that much. I say we returned some kicks this year with Kalif gone. It's an interesting thought process, Buster. I really like TK85 as our... Sticks, I like TK85 as our kick returner too, actually. Now that you mention it, he wasn't flashy, but he was productive. And sometimes that's all you need, dude. We just re-signed TK85 and Trevor Nowitzki. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hell yeah, Art. That's what's up, dude. Yes, Mr. Figs. A British Sig. That's exactly what I like to call Giggle Willie. A bundle of sticks. A twink. One of them, a fagula. Someone who's light in loafers. A confirmed bachelor. A fairy boy. A twink. Trying to think of all the I'm trying to not call him a faggot, so I don't get in trouble for calling Caleb Williams a faggot. I don't want to get in trouble for that. Yeah, you know me, just being Mr. Politically Correct over here. I don't like Caleb Williams. I never have. Real quickly here, guys, we'll just run through this article. I do want to watch this Collie Noir video with you guys. Look, I know that we're a football content, NFL content creation station, but I'm trying to do a little bit of behind-the-scenes work here in the 2A community, okay? You got to shout out Michael Knowles, Controlling Words, Controlling Minds. It's all about how you verbalize what it is, guys. Quit marketing yourselves as a gun tuber page. Make it a sporting page. Don't emphasize what kind of sport it is. Call it a sporting page, and you might be able to circumvent the clankers, dude. That's all I'm saying. So we are going to tie in Collie Noir because 2A is also sport, dude. But back to the Lions here, guys. Holy crap! What is with the 24 y'all in the chat right now? For real? What is going on over there? Caleb Williams, exactly, Brandy. 42 days until the draft. Oh, 42 days until the draft. Oh, I need the NFL draft. I need it. I want it. I need it. I also needed the Lions to do this and release their 2022 second-round pick. Yes, it is a little bit of a egg, Brad Holmes, and making this decision had to walk down to his mailbox at the end of his driveway, and he's standing there with egg upon his face. But I think we all knew that this was coming. Josh Paschal is no longer a Detroit Lion, the team's second-round pick in 2022 draft. Unfortunately, his time in Detroit was more defined by injuries than anything else. He missed 7 games during his rookie season, 5 the next year, and he missed the entire 2025 season after undergoing back surgery. His contract wasn't actually set to expire at the start of the new league year, but because he spent all of 25 season on the non-football injury list, his contract actually told a year, and he was still with the team. However, when asked about Paschal's future with the team, Lions GM Brad Holmes offered a strange answer during NFL Combine Week. Quote, Josh, well, we'll have the ability to bring him back as well. There's still discussions to be had about that one. But yeah, it's a possibility, he says with the utmost confidence. Paschal's time with the Lions ends with just 36 games played, 18 starts, 5 sacks, and 62 tackles. The Lions could do a lot at the defensive end position of free agents, and currently they only have Hutch, Tyler Lacey, who just signed with the Cowboys, Ahmed Hassanin under contract, Davin Poop, and AQM are now unrestricted free agents, and the Lions have already re-lost Tyrus Wheat. Oh, I'm sorry. We had Tyrus Wheat signed with the Cowboys. We still have Tyler Lacey. My bad. Got him confused. I'm dumb. They all look the same to me. Who agreed to terms to rejoin the Cowboys. So good on him. But even better, so look, I am human, right? Believe it or not. This INTP brain of mine is still somewhat human at times. Hey, you do feel bad for a guy losing his job, but this was, bro. Helen Keller could have seen the fucking writing on the wall with this one, dude. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this is just, we all knew that this was coming. We all seen that freight train just steaming down the line with Josh Paschal. A little bit of confusion. We haven't made any moves. Really haven't brought in any talent. Crosby. Who knows what's going on with that? Hendrickson signed with the Ravens. Well, there goes that prospect. Are we slowly funneling into a first-round defensive end? Is that what we're doing? Helen Keller is fake, 100% Refty. Yes, she is. That whole Helen Keller thing was just fake. All that shit is fake, dude. That news is fake. If you really want to know a lot of the history that we've been sold, especially through our public education system, is all fake and gay. Rosa Parks, fucking fake. Harriet Tubman, fucking fake, dude. It's all fake and fucking gay, dude. Helen Keller, fucking fake. What's her name? The little Jew girl. That was fake, dude. The one that wrote all the Anne Frank. That's all fake. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. It's all made up. It's all made up. It's all fake. Most of the numbers are fucking fudge, dude. 270,000. Something like that. That's all I'm saying. So let's go ahead and shift gears on over here to YouTube. Shout out Kalif Noir. Now, I'll be very honest with you guys. I did not know who Kalif Noir was up until about 3 years ago. And then I seen him on Joe Rogan. Now, I'm sure that you can tell by everything. I'm sure it was a big shock to find out that I've listened to Joe Rogan before in my life. I've been listening to Joe Rogan. I want to say since like 2012, somewhere around there, dude. Like, shout out to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, because like that was originally the first like mutual thing that me and my buddy Ryan Allen connected over, dude, was JRE. Let's go, dude. Let's go. So I've been kind of, a Kalif Noir guy for the last little bit. He's actually the reason why I joined up with the USCCA. You know what I'm saying? But Kalif Noir, he's got a little breakdown here. Virginia. Oh, Virginia. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you people in Virginia? They're commies, dude. It's gay communism in Virginia is what it is. So they are doing the most communistic bullshit, doing everything they can to de-arm their citizens. And boy, look at this guy. Look at the senator. Look at the senator from Virginia, dude. Saddam Aziz Salim. Sure, there was a lot of Saddam Aziz Azalan Salims on the Mayflower. I bet you that you could trace back Saddam Alzan Salim's heritage. I bet you he had forefathers that fought in the fucking Revolutionary War. Boy, is this guy not the most... Is this not the most American guy you have ever seen in your entire life? He's going to tell you exactly what you need to do as an American and how you need to live your American life, because I came all the way over here from my third world country where we fling poop at one another and we roll around in the cow dung, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you need to live your life. Bunch of fucking douchebags. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out Kalif Noir here, dude. So, Virginia's banning ARs, 15-round magazines. They're fucking doing... They don't even... Dude, eventually, Virginia is going to eventually outlaw fucking Kentucky muskets, dude. Kentucky rifles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's eventually what they're going to end up... But, you know what? This is the thing that I say, because... when these faggy ass gun grabbing liberal fucking Democrat douche nozzles, dude, when they start, the AR-15, I look at them and I go, good, yes, fucking freak out over the most American freedom fucking fighting rifle you've ever fucking seen in your life, dude. That bitch just distributes freedom fucking pills like none other, dude. That's my baby right there, is the Armor Light rifle, dude. That bad boy is the pinnacle of American engineering, right? But go ahead. Be self-hating American liberals and demonize the AR-15. Go ahead. Focalize. I want all of their attention on the AR-15. Please focus on that so that I can teach you how effective the Kalashnikov can be. Fucking faggots, dude. They're a bunch of fucking faggots. Let's get into it here.
This simply is now a ban on the sales of assault weapons starting July 1st of 2026.
Shout out chat,
Virginia
100%.
just sent a semi-auto ban to the governor's desk. And if you want to understand how they sell this stuff to the public, don't listen to the headlines.
Sticks, you're a snow
Just
Mexican,
listen to
dude?
their
You're a
own
snowback,
words,
dude?
Once you hear
Damn,
how
dude, that
casually they
sucks,
talk
bro.
about restricting what
Yo, you got to
law-abiding
get
people
down
can
here,
buy,
dude.
sell, and own.
I'm sorry,
You
dude.
realize this
Actually,
is
shout
never
out.
about
Actually,
privacy.
yo, real quick, Sticks, I think you are at least in my understanding, I think you are the only snowback in Mad Hatter Nation. So, dude, I feel so bad for you, dude. Holy shit, man. That fucking sucks, dude. Now, I'm actually in favor of, because of how the Snow Mexicans, the snowbacks, have been that made shit, bro. You guys are fucking disgusting up there, man. And honestly, I'm all in favor of the U.S. just taking what is rightfully ours and liberating all of the snowbacks up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just liberate the snowbacks, kick all the commies out, dude, and just take what is rightfully ours. All right, fucking Donroe Doctrine, the Canadians, dude, get the fucking crown out of there and bring them on into the American Empire, dude. Let's fucking go, dude.
It's always about control.
If you have an assault rifle, you can keep it. If you want to have one of these pistols,
Refty, shout out Refty over on Rumble. This is what I say all the time, dude. And I know this is like such a simple argument to him, but sometimes you just have to argue simple arguments to retards so that they understand. They're like, well, we gotta ban assault weapons. Don't do the knife route. Don't do the acid route. Literally cite one of the oldest documents in all of human history and go, okay, motherfucker, Cain killed Abel with a goddamn rock. Shut the fuck up. It is only by societal norms that someone doesn't just walk up to you and crush your fucking skull in. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Okay. In ancient times, you see this guy right here? In ancient times, he's some barbarian lord's cocksleeve. Okay, but no, in today's world, Scott A. Serval, he gets to dictate people's livelihoods because, you know what? He's been able to weasel and wiener his way in because of societal norms that have allowed him to exist in an overly luxurious life, dude. 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, this dude is a male concubine getting passed around, dude. That's what he fucking is. He is nothing more than a human cum dumpster turning the fucking wheel of death outside, dude. Fuck this guy, dude.
silencer on it and a pistol grip in the front, a really big pistol. If you want to have one with a telescope on it or lasers or whatever else you want, that's okay. You just can't buy an
I know that scopes are called scopes because they magnify. But to technically be a telescope, wouldn't the device have to have a telescopic mechanism to it, a mechanical application of telescopically moving out? Now, I don't know about you guys, but my red dots and my scopes don't fucking extend and telescope out. They do magnify. But, you know, whatever.
new one, and you can't sell it to anybody.
I cannot stand when anti-gun politicians act like they're doing us a favor while violating our constitutional rights. You can keep it. What do you mean I can keep it? I know I can keep it. I bought it. And the Constitution says I have a right to own it. So why are you talking like you're granting me permission to cross the red sea?
The OG AR was an assault rock.
If this so-called super serial dangerous weapon is so bad, why are you okay with me keeping it? Because you're not. You're just saying whatever you think will get you into our constitutional pants, but we don't swing that way. Wrong team. Team Tyrant is over there.
Preach! Fucking preach, brother!
But notice the trick. You can keep it. You just can't buy another one. You can't just sell it to anybody. What happens when you stop selling something? It disappears. Meanwhile, people are still being born every single day in this country who will grow up and have the same constitutional rights you and I have. But when they reach the age where they can exercise that right, there won't be any available for them to buy. So you can pretend this isn't a ban because you didn't look us in the eye when you said it, but everyone knows it's still still a ban.
If you want to have a magazine.
And not for nothing. One of the reasons why I love Colleen is for the fact that he simply just like shits in the face of liberals and their soft bigotry of low expectations, dude.
With more than 15 bullets. You can keep that too.
Shut the fuck up.
Buy a new one, and you can't sell the one you got to somebody. It also.
So I can't get a new one, and the one that I have, I can't sell to anybody. So what fucking good is it then? You're generationing out products. You think you're clever. Look at the physiognomy of this dude. Look at this guy. Look at him. A fucking you're a fag if I've ever seen one, dude.
So it doesn't ban possession of those things unless you bought them after July 1 of 2026.
Oh, that's funny. Last I checked, machine guns are banned too. And yet, somehow they've got a bunch of little crash dummies running around the hood with switches on their Glocks, turning them into machine guns. You know who doesn't have a switch on his Glock?
Me.
You want to know why? Because I'm a peon who obeys the law. Machine guns are illegal, so I don't own one. But guess who does? Even though they're illegal, the criminals. Little badass motherfuckers run.
Shout out not owning machine guns because they're illegal. Shout out owning forced reset triggers because they are.
Around with switches on their guns, robbing and shooting people. So you standing there telling me, don't worry, you can keep all the stuff you already own, means nothing to us peon law-abiders. All that.
You know, American Boxer, I don't know. It's a good question. Do they have any pro football teams in Virginia? I don't know, man.
That tells us is eventually the only people who are going to have access to these guns are going to be the government and your little partners in crime crash outs whose violence you ignore so you can justify passing more gun control laws. And here's the problem with that. You, the government, ain't gonna be there when I run into one of these crash outs who has the thing you told me I can't own to protect myself from the crash out who still has the thing, robbing and shooting at me with that thing. So you can politely go fuck off and leave me alone. We already
So you can politely go fuck off and leave me the hell alone.
told you, wrong team.
This is a bill that I've been working on since I got here with some of my colleagues here.
Yeah, been working hard on it. Ain't been missing many meals, have you there, doughboy? Have you, little fat little fucking pudgy buddy boy?
Where we base
Yeet the Pajit, motherfucker! Yeet the Pajit!
Band, where as soon as that went into effect, we saw mass shooting fall by 37%, where assault weapons were used, and as soon as that ban was lifted.
No, dude, you're seeing shootings going down, and you're seeing fucking violence drop because more and more Americans are arming themselves. Not a paid advertisement, but if they would love to throw me a sponsorship, shout out Palmetto State Armory doing everything they can to arm Americans. So do your thing, guys. Make sure that you're armed, because an armed society, bitch, is a polite society.
37% where assault weapons were used, and as soon as that ban was lifted, that number.
The Virginia Vaginas would be the name.
Ah, yes, the 1994
Shout out Gun Guy.
Ban talking point. Y'all are just gonna keep lying about this shit, huh? That claim comes from a government-funded report titled An Updated Assessment of the Federal Assault Weapons Ban, Impacts on Gun Markets and Gun Violence, 1994 to 2003. And even that report doesn't say what they want you to think it says. Yes, the report mentions a reduction in crime involving what they called assault weapons back then, but then it immediately says any benefit from that reduction were likely outweighed by a steady or rising use of other semi-automatic firearms with large capacity magazines. In other words, criminals just use something else.
Duh. Duh. This is the problem, man. Especially nowadays, is politicians. Look, we have a theater-occupied government, all right? We got a bunch of fucking loser-ass theater kids running our fucking government, all right? The kids running government were too ugly to be in Hollywood, so they decided to act the role of being politicians, right? So they get this very official-sounding document. They don't understand. They're midwits, okay? They're midwits. They don't know what they're saying, but they can speak it well enough for low IQ voters to make it sound very official, right? Oh, God, what is that phrase where it's something of expert bias or something like that, where you can you'll read an article. Okay, you will read an article. And you are an expert. Say the article is all about pooping, and you are the #1 pooper in the world. Nobody poops better than you. You know everything that there ever has been to know about pooping. You are the king of pooping, okay? And the article says something, and you know to be factually incorrect, and you're like, that is wrong. I am the king of pooping. Nobody poops better than me, and I'm telling you that this is wrong. You then turn the page to read something that you know nothing about, and you just go, yes, they must know what they're talking about. We just assume that things that are said with an authoritative tone, that they know what they're talking about. So yeah, go ahead and pack in $6 words here in your little article so that the mid-wit theater kid faggot fucking politicians can regurgitate it to the low IQ, illiterate fucking sugar-brained, fat, retarded masses, and they just go, yeah, gun violence went down. Violence went down. No, dumbass. That very specific statistic that they hyper-focused on went down. They didn't tell you that rock bludgeoning victims went up. You know what I'm saying, dude? We're surrounded by faggot theater kids, dude.
The report literally goes on to say we cannot clearly...
Gun-free zones equal soft targets, bro. Whenever I see something that says gun-free zone, first of all, I laugh at it. Secondly, all I go is, you're just asking for it. You really are dressing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really are inviting it, dude. Like, it just...
credit the ban with the nation's drop in gun violence. It even says the ban's impact was likely small at
hell yeah,
best,
Refty, midwits,
and possibly
dude.
too
Yep,
small to even
midwits, bro.
measure. Why? Because rifles like the ones they're talking about were used in no more than
Crimer's gonna
8%
crime,
of gun
100%,
crimes even
yo.
before the ban existed. So when politicians act like the 1994 ban solved gun violence, they're either hoping you never read the report or they didn't read it themselves. But here's what's crazier. When this report came out, they all said, well, the reason why we didn't go down as much is because we grandfathered the ones that were already in existence. Oh, you mean like the same ones this fool now is trying to tell us we get to keep? You want to know what the creator of that bill said in response?
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it. I
Fucking
could not
communist
do that.
bitch.
The
Repeal the fucking 19th. The fucking feminism was a mistake, dude.
votes weren't here.
What Virginia's specific evidence shows that banning
Because of women like that, we get faggots like this.
lawful purchases, transfers, or commonly owned firearms and 15-round plus magazines will reduce violent crime?
Bro, where is your chin? Where is your beard? What is this physiognomy? What the fuck is this build? What is this build? Who told you that with this physiognomy and this faggotry, you have any fucking right to get up and tell me what the fuck to do? Get the fuck out of here, Bill DeSteph. Dude, your last name is literally Bill from Steph. Your last name is Bill, I'm a bitch. What the fuck, dude?
Instead of primarily impacting competent owners.
Hell yeah, dude.
while
Will was only attacked sheep,
illegal
not the sheepdog,
possession
100%.
persists.
Exactly. That is the question. What Virginia specific evidence do you actually have, bro? Because if you want to pass a law that affects Virginians, then show Virginians
Mr. Figs, that is actually, they are doing studies on that, bro. They're actually doing studies on that, and it is starting to be a proven hypothesis, dude. So your wife is actually correct.
We have seen.
In fact, if you guys want to know something really interesting, women's suffrage and the right to vote, when they originally were proposing all of that, they had a group of women I want to say in the Massachusetts area, that they were like, okay, we have a coalition of women that we are going to exclusively give them the option to vote on whether or not women get to vote, right? And do you know what all those women voted for? What exclusively women voted for when given the option whether they could vote in the right to vote or not? They said no. They said no. So then all the whore feminist liberals that were rah-rah fucking on the feminist bandwagon said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We will exclude women from voting on whether or not they get to vote or not. We will only allow the men to vote on whether or not we get to vote or not. And we will dangle our meat flaps in front of them and say, ooh-wee, don't you want to hit this? If you don't vote for this, you won't get to hit this. And ever since then, liberal women have been manipulating the minds of small-brained, smooth-minded, small-dick fucking horned-up dudes that just sit around gooning all fucking day going, oh, if I just vote this certain way, maybe the girl online will touch my pee-pee. Shut the fuck up, dude. Someone should have smacked you upside the head, but the problem is that because of feminism, we have a society of children, specifically young men, being raised by single fucking women, which has led to the feminization of our entire fucking society, which is why you have so much goddamn empathy, which is why Irina Zarutska got stabbed to death by some piece of shit who should have been behind bars 10 fucking years ago, dude, because no, some fucking typically awful, affluent, white female urban liberal was like, oh, no. I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you. You don't know any better. And again, that's where we get into the soft bigotry of low expectations, where the liberal mind goes, oh, you stupid little black man. You don't know, you're not smart enough to understand that those people don't like you. If it weren't for me and my do-gooderness, you're too dumb. You're too dumb to know that those people don't like you. Thankfully, I am here to educate you, the stupid brown person, that they don't like you. If not for me, where would you be? Now grovel and kiss my fucking feet. The fucking self-centered hubris of these liberal fucking women, dude, blows my goddamn mind. And that's why we're fucking where we're at now, dude. Because, and if you really look at it, even in ancient times, you know, statistically, queens were more apt to send men and young boys to go die in war than kings, because kings typically at the time understood the magnitude of war. Oh, sorry. My bad, dude. I got a little down the rails there, dude. Yeah, your wife is based as fuck, dude. This is what I come here for. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, dude.
94 national band that it has reduced significantly crimes that were caused by these type of weapons that are described in this bill, and we don't need to have an incident in the comments.
Just listen to the way he talks. He can't even look, dude. You can't even look up. What kind of fucking weak-minded, spineless, no fucking nut having nonsense is this? First of all, he's gripping that microphone like he's about to deep throat that motherfucker. And secondly, he can't even look up. He's too busy looking down, imagining the sweet floppy balls of communism while he just gurgles on its fucking cock. What a fucking douche.
Commonwealth in order for us to go
I'm
do
so
something
getting banned.
about it. That is what I will tell the gentleman as well, is that the way this bill and the way it's defined, it is very narrow, that it does not impact folks who already have
100%,
them,
Jack.
that, you know, the law-abiding citizens could still keep them, but...
Hell no, Brandy. Dude, you have common sense. That's the thing. Like, I wouldn't... All right. If I knew that the very small female viewership couldn't handle the shit that I say, probably wouldn't say it. The thing is I know that everybody in Mad Hatter Nation, you have to have above room level IQ. Your IQ cannot reflect your shoe size to be a member of Mad Hatter Nation. So you guys have this ability to think outside the bun a little bit. Just because I'm saying one thing, you can look at the intricacies and understand exactly what I mean. Just because I'm going, yeah, repeal the 19th, feminism was a mistake. Do you think I go downstairs and I'm like, bitch, make me a sandwich. You need to be barefoot and pregnant in the fucking kitchen. Hell no, that bitch is at work right now. She works fucking 40 hours a goddamn week, dude. Now, if I could, yes, I would infinitely be a more satisfied human being if Hat and Boobs didn't have to fucking go to work. If she had the option to stay at home and tend to the house and raise kids and live a luxurious life where I, as an individual, can provide for my entire fucking family. But since we opened up Mr. McGillicuddy's Widget Factory and brought in a whole extra half of the gender pool into the workforce, devaluing the fucking dollar and saying, hey, it's a privilege. It is a privilege. It's a privilege for you to come to work, to reject fucking tradition, to leave your home, to let your children be raised by somebody else, to devalue the dollar and work 5 months out of the year to give your income to the fucking state. We convinced you all that was totally worthwhile. That's better. That's a better, more fulfilling life. That's better for you. Fuck up out of here, dude. It's fucking nonsense. Don't worry. I'm the government, and I'm here to help.
In terms of his question, we have data around the 1994 ban at the national level that showcases throughout the whole country, which includes our Commonwealth, that significant reduction of violence that were caused by assault weapons.
So he asked for Virginia-specific evidence, and they answered with national rhetoric again. That tells you everything. If they had the proof, they would say it. Instead, they keep going back to the same broad emotional justification because that's all they got. And then it gets worse because once you write vague laws like this one, somebody has to enforce them. And this part should make every gun owner nervous.
To answer the senator's question, a police officer has to have probable cause before they can interfere with somebody's liberty. And so an officer would have to have probable cause to believe that a particular magazine has more than 15 bullets, or they'd otherwise have to have probable cause to believe that that gun is in violation of the statute. And if you read the statute, all the
How is a cop going to be able to identify if you have a pistol holstered, whether you've got a double stack or a single stack?
The characteristics which are prohibited are characteristics which can be observed using your eyeballs, looking at the piece of equipment.
Using the Constitution to justify violating the Constitution is fucking diabolical. That's literally what he's doing right here. Notice how confident he is when he starts talking about probable cause. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, the one that literally says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, suddenly it's all legal gymnastics. He's using the Fourth Amendment to justify violating the Second Amendment, and he's doing it because he thinks he's slick. Oh, don't worry, officers can look at it with their eyeballs. First of all, no. Second of all, this just...
Wait a minute. I was told that all cops are bad and that we need to defund the police and we can't trust the police. So which is it? Are we using the police to enforce laws, or are they incompetent and inept? Because you can't have it both ways.
Just shows you he clearly doesn't know anything about firearms. He doesn't understand it constitutionally. He doesn't understand it practically. He doesn't understand the mechanics of the firearms he's talking about. And yet somehow we're supposed to trust him to write laws restricting it? Are we insane?
But you know what? There's some things you can't buy today, like flamethrowers or rocket launchers.
Oh, you can buy a flamethrower.
You can't have your own tank.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can build my own tank. I can own a flamethrower. I can make my own rocket launcher. You can buy M80 attachments for your ARs from PSA. They make them. They are completely constitutional. And I don't want to hear this bullshit. Well, you can't have a cannon. Yes, I can. actually. Texas was pretty much won by owning cannons. In fact, in the foundation of our country, the Navy was all privateers being issued letters of marque. So they were privately owned vessels, privately owned artillery, for lack of a better term. It was all privately owned. So fuck up out of here. And yes, if I want to, motherfucker, I can build a goddamn killdozer. Eat my hairy red ass.
That's the law in America today. Why? Because these are weapons of war that are used to kill humans. They're designed to maximize human carnage and to kill people.
Did you see that dough ball? I don't trust that the potato physiognomy.
Wrong, ding dong. You actually can own flamethrowers in America. I did a whole video on one. Well, actually, I didn't do a video on one. I did an ad read about a flamethrower in the video. But you can still own them, and you can own tanks, too. So, among all the other nonsense you've gotten wrong to this debate, here you go again, confidently stating something that's completely incorrect. And they're using this information like that to justify violating a constitutional right. We are clearly living in the age of idiocracy. But here's the real issue. They love bouncing in and out of what the Second Amendment actually means, depending on the argument they were trying to make that day. Because if you actually take the Second Amendment seriously, the logic goes the opposite direction. It wouldn't be that citizens should have the least capable weapons possible. It would be that citizens should have the most capable ones. Because the Second Amendment wasn't written so you could have the weakest tools possible. It was written so citizens could have weapons capable of resisting tyranny. Self-defense against criminals is simply a natural byproduct of that. But again, this guy doesn't understand the Second Amendment technically, philosophically, or practically, and somehow we're supposed to trust him to regulate it. Again, are we insane?
You know who used a handgun with a silencer? The guy that shot up the municipal building in Virginia Beach. How many lives do you think might have been saved if he hadn't used the silencer?
Yo, shout out Jack, 100% Jack over on YouTube says, just a month ago, Democrats were preaching gun rights for protesters who brought a gun to an ICE raid and fucked around and found out. And then, gun guy, I got to admit, dude, you are right. We can't buy grenade rounds. But you can make your own.
Just curious. If people had heard the shots and they hadn't been quiet, how many lives do you think would have been saved?
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking about the same shooting? Because last I checked, a retired FBI hostage rescue team agent who actually spoke about the Virginia Beach attack said something very different. Gregory Schaefer, who served
exactly,
on the FBI's
brother,
hostage
DIY.
rescue team, explained that the suppressor does not alter
How's this, gun guy? Where there's a will, there's a way.
the lethality of the weapon. It doesn't increase the rate of fire. It just
Where there's a will, there's a way. And call me William Wallace.
reduces the noise. So the suppressor didn't magically give the attacker some tactical superpower. What actually mattered was something much simpler. And they said it themselves. The shooter had worked in that building for about 15 years. He knew the layout, he knew the offices, he knew how to move through the building, and he still had a security access to parts of the building. That familiarity and access gave him the real advantage. And that comes from the officers.
That silencer, a silencer only works well and is silent or quiet when you use subsonic ammunition, which that individual did not use that day, Madam President.
No, that's not entirely true. Subsonic ammunition lends itself to silencers, but it doesn't. I mean, first of all, silencers don't work the way in movies the way that they fucking make it out to think. If you actually want to like silence a pistol as much as you can, you got to get a really nice can. You got to shoot subsonic rounds, and this is the other thing that people don't realize. You basically have to shoot it out of a bolt-action pistol or a bolt-action rifle so that you can lock the chamber down and not let any gas or material expose itself on the action sliding back. So you need to kind of trap everything forward, and then in doing so, that then limits your lethality with the force multiplying device.
So those bullets that were shot through that .45 caliber pistol were heard, and that's why a majority of the people ran out of the building. But Madam President, I tell you that I had a couple of friends that were there that day, and that building had turned into a no-gun zone. And the individuals that were there that day, who prior to that did in fact carry, did not have their firearms on them. They were former law enforcement, they were former special ops.
Again, a no-gun zone is simply a recommendation.
operators, they're former military.
And that's the part they never want to focus on. The real world conditions that leave good people defenseless while politicians stand at a podium pretending the answer is one more ban. Because that is always the pattern. They never pitch it as confiscation first. They pitch it as just sales, just transfers, just features, just magazines, just one more line, just one more compromise. Until one day you realize the right was being carved up piece by piece the whole time. That's the whole game. Not understanding your rights, redefining your rights, shrinking your rights, and then telling you to be grateful they didn't take more of your rights. The fuck? And now this thing is sitting at the governor's desk. So don't tell me this is all just talk. Don't tell me this is all just rhetoric. Don't tell me this is just some harmless debate inside a chamber most people will never watch. This is how rights get narrowed in real time. Piece by piece, feature by feature, magazine by magazine, transfer by transfer. And if you listen closely, they'll tell you exactly what they think of your freedom, which is why I made this awesome hat that I'm wearing right now in this video. And you know what else I made? I made it in shirts, I made it in hoodies, I made it in drinkware. You name it. We got it right now. Shop.mrcoleontheword.com.
Am I being sold to right now?
Fools who don't know.
All right. Now that we're being sold to, shout out Colleen Noir. Shout out each and every one of you guys. We ran pretty late today, but that is what it is. We had to get through that, and I had to go a little bit of a rant and raving situation there on some things that are completely off topic from the NFL, but that's what you guys come here for, because we are not just NFL content, although majority NFL content in Detroit Lions. We do tend to get a little out into, call me Jason Whitelock, motherfucker. Let's go. It's only a matter of time till the Blaze calls me and they want to broadcast my show. We're not going to sell it out to them outright, but we'll do the John Doyle route. Let's go, boys and girls. All right, until next time, which will be tomorrow at 10 a.m., make sure that notification bell is turned on, that you're subscribed to the channel, that you hit that like button and share this video around with all of your friends. It will be up for a VOD on all three platforms, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Until tomorrow, I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. Bonga bonga. Frig off.